finally, a piece of clothing that has a message on it that I can completely agree with. Although I still wouldn't wear any logos on my clothing, but I can get down with this message. This is a hooded sweatshirt. If you're watching the video version of the podcast, you'll see this, but I'll read it to you if you're just listening to the audio. The back of this sweatshirt says, "Stop trying to be liked by everyone. You don't even like everyone."
Isn't that funny? Because we don't like everyone, but we want everyone to like us.
How fascinating is that, right?
That is wild, man.
And so what do? We buy things to impress people that we don't know or we don't like, or some people we may never like.
Yeah.
And we use money we don't have to buy the things we don't even want ourselves. We certainly don't need them, but I really want you to like me.
Yeah.
And I'll only be happy if you like me. Oh, you like me. Now I need you to like me. Oh, you like me. That's great, but I need you to like me. And as soon as one person doesn't like me, what do? I don't say, oh, I'm so thankful for all the people that like me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so miserable because that one person that I'm fixated on doesn't like me.
And that's the tricky thing about selling your soul. It's easy to go with the Hollywood stereotype of thinking that selling your soul is all about the money. You're more likely to sell your soul for the risk-free life of not being criticized by a complete stranger. We sell our souls in the form of what we don't say, what we don't do, what we pretend to believe, because we don't want people to dislike us. Nothing to do with money. But where's your soul?
So how many did you buy?
Well, I bought one for everyone here because I really want you to like me.
No, it's interesting. I still want everyone to like me because I maybe that's just ingrained in me for whatever reason. But when someone doesn't like me, I don't get too upset about it because I really like myself. And that is how I've been able to get over that need to be liked by everyone.
Well, that's the judgment is a mirror. Because what you're saying is I'm worthy of being liked. I'm worthy of love. Even if you don't give it to me, I am worthy. But I don't need it in order for me to be fulfilled.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For our sucky ad segment, I'm going to skip it this week, but I want to talk about two things really quickly. The reason I'm skipping it is one of our listeners, Alyssa, she sent in an email and she said, you've got to listen to Jordan Harbinger's cringy, I think it was Pepsi Zero ad or something. And so I'm actually going to save it for when next time we bring him back onto the podcast. So I can call out his cringy ad in front of his face instead of talking about him just on the podcast. Because he's a friend of ours, but I'm still willing to criticize him in person. Although I will say this. Not all ads are created equal. Some to me are just gross or disgusting or boring. Others, however, are just I'd rather they not be around. But for episode 400, which is not too far around the corner, I finally found an ad. I didn't look for it. It just showed up one day. I finally found an ad that not only I liked, but I appreciated it. And it was a really weird out-of-body experience for me because you know how I feel about advertisements. But I found one. So stay tuned. Episode 400, which I think is maybe 8 episodes from now. I have an advertisement that fell into my lap that I actually enjoyed.
Is it a LeBron James ad? I hope not.
Definitely not.
Because I'm not going to play Angel's Advocate with that one.
No, I will tell you that LeBron James's ads for Ruffles are awful. And it's so beneath him being either the greatest or one of the greatest athletes of all time. And then, I try the flaming hot poison. No, thank you.
Sounds delicious.
You're a billionaire. You don't need to convince me to eat poison. I'd be fine without it, and you'd be fine without it as well.
Dude, I didn't even start liking LeBron until the commercials. He is so lovable in his commercials. I'm serious. When I started watching Bron in commercials, I'm like, oh, this guy's really funny.
How'd you feel about Michael Jordan's Hanes commercials, though?
Loved it. I wear Hanes to this day.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you eat McDonald's too?
Bleep that out. Bleep out that brand. Did you enjoy this standalone Patreon highlight? If so, you can listen to full episodes of the Minimalist Private Podcast, available exclusively on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/theminimalists or click the link in the description. Your support keeps our podcast and YouTube channel 100% advertisement free.